Hey everybody, I know it's been a while. I want to apologize, but as you can imagine, it has been a crazy, crazy life, but I did it. I'm done with school. I haven't taken the bar yet, but I have taken my final exam of my final semester of my 3L year. So, yeah, I'll have a JD as soon as my degree is confirmed. So I just want to talk a little bit about that, my overall thoughts on school, and then bar prep. So first, you know how I do my videos. I do not plan, so I might be a little all over the place. But right now, I can tell you, I feel free, but not free. And when I say free but not free, I mean I'm free. I don't have to study every night. I don't have to try to plan out when I'm going to do my homework, do my schoolwork, and manage my kids and manage my job. When am I going to actually do my hair, things like that. So no more school, no more $300 law books. So I'm free, right? But then you're not, because looming ahead in just a few months is the bar exam, right? So I'm going to take the February bar. This is now coming up on December here. So first, with my feelings and thoughts about school, it was a treacherous affair. I mean, I have been just a ball of stress since I started, which was in the pandemic and ended, literally just yesterday. I mean, you want to talk about having no life? That was me. Self care, I mean, rarely. Well, meditation, yes. I've been trying to exercise, yes. But, like, things like getting my nails done and, maybe putting on makeup or buying clothes for shopping and going out to fun social events. Like, that was just pretty much non-existent to me. So I've had no life for the past 3 years, and my whole life and my family has been consumed in my quest for this law degree. So it's just, I'm utterly exhausted. Utterly exhausted, because I am a mom, a full-time employee, and a wife. And you really got to have serious management skills, time management skills, organizational skills to do this. Now, where did I end up? I end up, as far as like my standings, I've been a mediocre student. I've never been at the top of the class. I gotta say, I have some really high caliber students in my class, and God bless them, they are awesome. But I could not ever keep up with them. I'm barely making it sometimes, because I just simply do not, or did not, have the time to put all of myself into an assignment, all of myself into studying, while managing other, adult priorities that happen when you are adulting. So I am a mediocre student, but let me tell you, I'm not worried, because grades really only matter, and I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but to me, grades don't matter after you get out of the first year. And unlike a traditional student who has no experience, I have a lot of experience. So I'm coming to the table already with value. So while I'm not like a terrible student where it's just, wow, you're the bottom of the bag, but I'm definitely not the best either. It doesn't really bother me. It doesn't, because I know my lifestyle and I know what I had to do just to get where I am now. And again, after I start working, grades are not going to matter after the first job. I don't think once you're working for 5 years as a lawyer, anybody asks for your transcripts. So there's that. Bar prep. I'm not going to say which bar prep I'm using, but it's not one of the ones you heard of. It's not Barbary. It's not Themis. I have friends that have used those and passed. I have friends that have used those and failed. I just feel like my school is offering me something unique and different, and they're paying for it. That's another biggie. And they cater to people like me, who, because I still work, I'm not able to take off like a traditional student would, take off a month or two of my life and dedicate it to this exam. I'm just not able to do that from a financial standpoint or from, parental responsibilities that I have. I just can't do that. So this program allows me to start way ahead. And that's what I need. I need more time to study for the bar than just a month, because I'm only going to be able to do it at night. And on average, I think they say you need about 500 hours of study time. Well, that's about 16 to 20 weeks. I would say 20 weeks for me and my schedule and what I'm able to physically commit to. So if you are in my position, go with a bar prep program that, first of all, is not an arm and a leg, because we've already just spent so much money just to get to this spot. And then second of all, that's going to cater to your needs. I have that idea, or that, my whole thing is go with what works for you, not with what looks good on the reviews, what looks good on the rankings and all of that. Sometimes all of that is just noise. You need to look exactly to what your lifestyle needs. And the bar prep program I'm using, which I will reveal at the end, maybe after I take the bar, maybe after the results, I don't know. But I think they do a good job for somebody like me, a working adult that just needs more time, right? Another thing about taking the bar, if you're like me, you're in your 40s and you're going to fill out the bar application, I highly recommend that you start looking at the application early and gathering the information early, because they really want to know everything about you from, decades back. Anytime you've bounced a check, anytime you had a traffic ticket, anytime you were arrested, anytime you owed taxes, anytime you were in debt. And if you're like me, you have a lifetime of experience where those things may have happened to you at a different time in your life, and that's okay. But to figure out when your last moving traffic violation was in 10 years, when you lived multiple places and there's no record, it's very, very difficult to find these times and dates and details that they're asking for. I mean, you feel like you're going for some sort of integrity gauntlet, where they want to make sure, they want to know every little thing about you, period. And I get it, but man, when you're kind of when you're older, it's just I can't recall all of that information, because some of it is only 10 years back, but some of it, there is no cutoff. It's ever in your life, so I recommend gathering all those details, contacting various agencies, former jobs, records offices if you have to. Start early. Look at your state's bar application early. And I think that's the key overall. Start early on everything when you have, existing job duties and parent duties and spouse duties. Just start early. You're not going to fit into anybody's cookie cutter little schedule, whatever you found online. I mean, you might take it into consideration, but at the end of the day, you got to customize your life for you. And then I think most importantly, when you start on this bar prep journey, you do the same thing that you did when you started in the LSATs. I think I said in one of my very first videos, you need to have a conversation with your family, right? Let them know, hey, life is about to get serious, even more so than before, because the bar exam is not a joke. It's a 2-day exam, and depending on which state you're taking it in, it's all day. It's 200 multiple choice questions just in a single day. I don't think I have the mental endurance to do that and other stuff. So you might be a terrible spouse for a little bit, but it's temporary. Your parenting skills might slack off a little bit, but it's temporary. And I'm telling myself this as I start this journey. Who knows how it's going to end, but I've had the conversation with my spouse. We're spending a lot of money just for me to take the test in the first place. I then spent 3 years in school, so I got to put everything I can into passing the first time, and your family needs to understand that you might not be yourself, and it's got to be okay. Just have that conversation and make sure they're on the same page. But at the end of the day, I do not have any regrets about school. I learned a lot. I have a lot of awesome people in my class, similarly situated people, like from a stage of life point of view. And I would say if you have always wanted to be a lawyer, you can still do it. It doesn't matter how old you are, as long as you have the will. So I know that sounds cliche, but where there's a will, there's a way. And if you really want it, you want it bad enough, you'll handle your business. It might be a rocky road to get there, and it may not be this straight line. It might be a jaggedy one, like me, up, down, up, down, up, down, up is, but that's where I'm ended. So yeah, I just want to send out encouragement again to everybody. You can do this. I'm proof, at least for the law school portion. And next time I see y'all, I'll probably reach out maybe right before the exam or after the exam. So stay tuned and send me any comments if you have any other questions.